Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Skip Happens. My name is Skip Clark. Let me put it this way. She's got the boots, she's got the bangers, and a debut album that's spilling more tea than on a southern porch. That was pretty fancy. Huh?
I love that.
Charlie Reynolds is in the house, and we're going, and it's a little play on words here, but off the record, talking messy breakups. I got dream collabs and why people think might just be about you. So we're going to dig in. Let's go. And Charlie, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
I am great. It's so nice to meet you too. I'm so happy to be on here today.
You know, we've been trying to do this since I looked it up earlier. It was like the end of March, early April, and you were out touring and you were doing a lot of shows. I think there was one time where you didn't feel well. There was just everything going on.
Something every time. And I'm like, I swear I want to do it. It's not, it's for some reason.
I'm going, this chick's blowing me off. This is not working. What's going on?
I promise I wasn't.
No, I know you weren't.
Yes, it's just crazy time. But yeah, I'm glad we got it going.
Exactly. You're an independent artist. Doing your own thing, which is great, by the way. I absolutely love that. I'm beginning to believe that's probably the way to go nowadays. But where are you right now?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Everybody's in Nashville.
And we are. I know. We're always here.
Everybody.
But, well, at least during the week, always here.
Let me ask, how long have you been in Nashville?
I just hit my 7-year mark here in Nashville.
Wow. They say it's a 10-year town. And look at you already.
They do. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's crazy that it's been 7 years. I feel like there's been 3 different phases throughout those years and just kind of figuring out Nashville. And I can't believe it's been that long.
Where are you originally from?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're a Florida girl.
I am. Yes.
So the heat you're probably somewhat accustomed to.
Somewhat, but I have to say it is way hotter here than it is in Florida. I think we have like a breeze down there, and up here it's just like a valley, and it's just steaming all the time.
The humidity.
Yeah.
If you look at my hair, it doesn't really do it well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, it's rough up here. So, but yeah.
No, that's good.
Orlando.
That's good.
Yes.
7 years in Nashville, and already you've put out your debut album, Off the Record. Let me just ask, with that title, is that a clever way of saying I'm about to spill all the tea, but don't quote me? I mean, let's talk about it.
So actually, a lot of people said that, and I should have just said, yes, that's exactly what I came up with for it, because that's way better. But really, I just thought it was, I'm going to be totally honest, I thought it was a cool name for an album, and that's one of the songs on the album. And originally, I didn't want to name the album one of the songs. I wanted to just name it, something that kind of encapsulated the whole album, but not a song title. But then once we wrote Off the Record, I was like, that's too cool. It's perfect. I love that I had vinyls made. Like, I love that I have a vinyl called Off the Record.
How? You got the vinyl?
I do.
That is so cool.
Thank you. Cool. Yes, it's so awesome. And I just thought it was the perfect name because it was really cool. But and I wish that there was more of a story behind it, because there should be. But there's not, other than I thought it was a cool album title. So.
Really? I mean, Off the Record, you would think, okay, here she is. She's going to spill her beans in the way of music. Yes. But do you think, just be honest with me, how many of your exes do you think are nervously refreshing Spotify like each and every Friday because they don't know what's going to come out?
They never know. They probably are. I would say at least one of them has to have heard one of my songs, because it's my biggest song. It has almost 3 million views on YouTube. And it is very obviously about him. So he definitely probably is always waiting to see if there's another one coming out.
Do you think he knows that's about him?
Yes.
He does.
Probably, I would say, because of the time frame and the everything with it. I think he definitely knows.
Now, is this, I'm not digging too deep here, and I'm sorry if you think I am, but going back to Orlando, Florida, is that somebody from like back in the day?
No, from Nashville.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, from Nashville. So it's crazy. It's fine though, honestly. The song is "She Ain't Me." That's the song. It's a cheating song, but honestly, I got a great song out of it, and
I
And
see
cool
where that's
after
going.
now. Yeah, I
Oh,
honestly don't care. I'm like, you know what? You gave me a song. It's fine. Whatever.
it's his loss,
It is his loss. You were right.
100%.
You are right. For
So he's
sure.
going to be pissed off when he watches this or listens to this and
Yeah.
realizes, oh my God, what did I screw
What was
up?
I thinking? Yeah.
Yeah. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Name of a song, by the way.
Yes. What was
Just saying.
I thinking? Yeah.
I know exactly. So, which song on the album made you cry into your wine glass? I heard
Oh,
about that. Wasn't there? Didn't something? Okay, never mind.
I don't know. Maybe not me, but I would say "Hurt People Hurt" is definitely a crier
Okay.
for some people. And if you're just feeling emotional, turning that song on, it's really just about how hurt people hurt other people. Um, and Visiting Hours is also obviously a tearjerker. That song's about my brother who passed away when I was little,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's just basically saying if heaven had visiting hours, here's what I would tell him is going on down here. So those are the two kind of
Oh,
tear
wow.
jerker songs on the album, and two of my favorites, and two of my audience's favorites as well. Those have done really well over everything else on the
Yeah.
album.
Which song on the album would make you get up on a bar and dance?
Probably Blame It on My Boots.
I love it.
A lot of them would, but I think Blame It on My Boots is really fun, and it's just such a vibe. I love that song, so probably that one.
You shop at Boot Barn? I mean, I'm just
Yes,
saying.
I do. Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
love me some Boot Barn.
Yeah, there you go. When
Yep.
you run low on the funds, you can go to a firm and you can go and pay it as you go. No,
Yes,
I know.
it's
I know.
perfect.
Believe me. Don't ask me how I know that, but I know that.
Yeah, but you know,
How many pairs of boots do you think you have?
this is kind of embarrassing because I have
No,
a
it's not.
lot, and I have counted. I have a boot wall over there, two boot walls. There's like 66
What?
boots. Yeah.
66 pairs of boots.
Yes. But I have to say, I don't buy them all. I do a lot of deals with a lot of
Mhm.
brands like Lane Boots
Oh,
and
yeah, absolutely.
Idlewind, and some other brands. So I don't really buy boots ever, or a lot. So a
Right.
lot
No,
of
I
them
get you.
did and worked in, but I always like to clarify that I'm not out here just shopping every single day buying boots like uncontrollably. But we actually did write that song because we were writing in my living room, which is where my boot walls are. And we just didn't really have an idea. And we're like, let's write something about boots. Like, what can we come up with? And turned into that song. So, and it's
I
one of my
love that.
favorites. Yeah.
Wow, 66 pairs of boots.
It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Well, no, I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's pretty cool. But when do you have
cool.
time to wear them all?
I know. You know, there's only one pair that have not been worn. And that's because they're stiletto heeled boots and they
Oh,
have
man.
blue feathers on them. They're really crazy, but really cool, high fashion, I would say.
Mhm,
But I
mhm.
don't really go anywhere to wear those. But those I did buy because they were on sale. So I did buy those. And of course, they're the only ones I've never worn, the ones that I bought. So
You know, I think of boots and me being in Nashville quite often for radio and different things like that. And we had a chance to go see Megan Maroney, and she had these boots on that were all sparkly and it just
yeah,
looked like all glitter. They were up over her knees. And it's
yes.
like, wow.
I
You
love
know,
it. I love boots.
yeah.
There's all different
The
kinds,
style. Yeah.
sizes, styles, colors, textures, all of them.
Mhm. So your album blends Nashville twang. This is a little note I made. I listened to a lot of the cuts, by the way.
Thank you.
Blends Nashville twang and Texas dance hall energy. Was that your plan to do
It
something like that?
was. It was. So I've, for a long time, kind of tried to figure out my sound and who I wanted to be because when I first moved to town, country pop was really big, and
Mhm.
so I did a little country pop, and then I kind of just flowed into whatever was big at the time, and I never really knew what I wanted to do. And so when we were making the album, we were halfway through and we wrote a song, Another Man Will, which is the first
Mhm.
song on the album. And um, I was like, this is it. This is my sound. This is my whole vibe. I want this to be how I sound going forward. And so that song, Shade of Blue and Blame It on My Boots, were made last. And those were the ones that kind of defined my sound going forward and what I've been looking for 7 years that I just hadn't found yet. And so I would say it's a little bit of 90s, like Shania Twain mixed with a little
Cool.
Carrie Underwood and some modern country in there too. But I really want it to feel country, like 90 older country.
Yeah. Now this just dropped. What, last month? When did it drop? Just recently.
So Off the Record, the original album dropped in 2024 in September, but right now we're doing the live acoustic album. So
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes. So that's what's been dropping every 2 weeks. So there's a song coming out on that every 2 weeks until August, and then the full Off the Record will be out, the live acoustic version. So that's what we've been working on now. I wanted it to have a longer life, so I was like, let's do
it's a good idea.
Live. Yeah.
I love that.
So one just came out tonight, one of the videos. So
I love that. So let's talk CMA Fest for a little bit. Did you get a chance to take it in, do your thing?
Yes, it was crazy as always. I had bronchitis this year and last year during CMA Fest, which makes it a little tricky.
Oh no.
I know, bad timing. But it was really fun. I played 3 shows and then also did like a little pop-up event. I was supposed to be out of town for CMA Fest actually this year, and then my plans changed. And so I was here. And so I had to try to book things last minute. And I decided to do a fan pop-up like in the street outside of the City Center. Yeah, it was so fun. We gave out 100 t-shirts and played 4 songs acoustically outside fanfare. And it was great. It was really fun. And so I planned that before I had other shows. So it ended up being kind of crazy, but it was very fun. I had a great, great time.
But this isn't the first time you've done this, though. You've done Fan Fest or CMA Fest. I mean, it's been so many different names. But, going back, 22, 23?
I believe my first CMA Fest was 22,
yeah.
Like where I was playing. And then I played official CMA Fest the last 2 years. So I've done it, I guess, 4 years, 4 years now, whatever it is.
It's pretty cool, though.
It's really fun. It is cool. And I look forward to that weekend every year. It is my favorite week. Just because there's so many different events going on and so many people who actually really want to listen to music. And that really makes a difference just at shows. Like playing downtown during CMA Fest too is actually fun because people want to be introduced to new artists.
Right.
They want to hear original music, whereas usually people just want to get drunk and party and not care, So it makes all the difference. Yeah. It makes all the difference down there for sure. But it was a great time. It always is. And I'm already looking forward to next year.
Yeah. How close to downtown do you live?
20 minutes.
Okay, it's far enough away.
Far enough, but not too far. Yeah.
My wife and I were there a couple of years ago for the NASCAR race, or maybe it was last year. And we got back to the Omni where we were staying. And I said, come on, honey, we're going to walk down to Broadway. Let's see what's going on tonight.
Yeah.
Mistake.
Oh, I bet it was crazy.
It was crazy. We went over there and, the road was closed. It was just wall-to-wall people, lines to get in every place, just everywhere you went. And there's other things going on that I don't want to mention. I mean, that just wasn't. I said, let's just go back to the hotel. We'll sit at the bar and have a glass of wine.
Yes, so. I would say if you're going to go to Nashville on to Broadway, go in the day.
Yep.
Do like a Sunday or Friday. Saturday can be fine too, but
just go earlier.
Just go early in the daytime. I actually I will not do Broadway at night anymore unless there's something going on, and that's why I need to be down there, or it's after a concert or something. But it is crazy down there.
It is. If you've never been to Nashville,
then you have to go.
You have to go.
Yes.
But once you do it, you've done it.
Yes, agreed.
And unless you're, there's bachelorette parties everywhere. It was it was nuts. So but you need to do it if you've never done it. But then on the other hand, if you've done it before and you're thinking about going back, go during the day. Go earlier. That's all. Yes. The music never stops.
Do some day drinking and bar hopping and see the bands who are playing in the day and then go to dinner and go home,
There you go. There you go.
That's a good plan.
Speaking of dinner, what's your favorite dinner spot in Nashville?
Oh, my favorite dinner spot. Actually, I have a lot of favorite places, but speaking of Broadway, I love Casa Rosa.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
food
Yep.
is
Been there.
so good.
Yep.
I played there for 2 years, and
Oh,
we would eat dinner right after every time we played, which was usually twice a week or more. And I never get sick of it. I'm still not sick of it, and I ate there
that's
for two
awesome.
years, twice a week. It's so good, but it's just really elevated Mexican food. It's amazing. So, yeah,
Uh,
love it.
Charlie, tell me a little bit about your writing style.
Yeah.
And you said you've written right there at home, and you're looking at your boots, getting ideas. But tell me a little bit about how your creativity and how does all that come about?
Yeah. So, I used to be more of a melodies girl. I wasn't as much as a lyrics writer. It was just always hard for me to put into words in a clever way what I was trying to write.
Hmm.
And so I draw inspiration from anything. I actually was talking to some fans about songwriting the other day, and I was just saying that for practice, what I would do is pick like anything that's in front of you, like a cup or, you know, pillow or something, and write about it. Like come up with something silly that may not make sense, but you're still
Hmm. Hmm.
challenging yourself to write really, something, make up a story about this thing. And so that has really helped me a lot with writing. And I really wasn't a very confident writer until like a year ago, because I always felt like the artist in the room and never like a writer in the room. I did write,
Yeah,
but I always felt like I
I
wasn't
get that.
the
I
main
get that.
songwriters.
Yeah.
And now, after just writing more and taking a break writing too, when I did the album, I really took a pretty long break from songwriting, at least co-writing. And I feel like that was good as well because I got a lot of more ideas that were
Hmm. Hmm.
helpful, just flooding to mind rather than writing 3 or 4 times a week where you kind of just get overload. And you kind of just write to write and you're not writing to get a number one or writing it
Right.
that's feeling from your feelings and your heart. You're just kind of writing because you have to write. I feel
Y-
like there's a difference there.
you know what you just said, for example, taking a cup and
Uh-huh.
telling a story about it. That's exactly what I do in radio with a lot of
Yeah.
people. And I'll put my cup down and say, all right, hey, tell me about this cup.
Yeah.
What, and then I said that way you get very conversational. You just
Yes.
kind of open up. I mean, that's amazing. I didn't realize that you did that with songwriting too. And now I get that. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, because with some songs, obviously I relate to a lot of them, but I'm not
Hmm.
always the main person in the story. Like it wasn't my story. So I
Right,
have to
right.
make it up and be an author. And like with Shade of Blue, that's not my story. It's my friend's. And with Hurt People Hurt, that's not my story either. Just, figuring out how to write things that
Hmm.
maybe you don't have experience on or it's not your story per se. It definitely helped a lot just for exercise and practicing. And it paid off because now I feel like an actual songwriter and I feel
No,
like I can hold my
absolutely.
own rather than just an artist in the room
Yeah.
with the songwriters.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Thanks.
With group writes, how often do you write alone or are you with others? Do you do a
I
group write?
mainly do co-writing, group
Okay.
writing because I like having different minds, like,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I think, I could say an idea out loud and then we'll all have different ways of how to interpret that, or which direction that we want to take it. So I really love co-writing. I have stepped into writing by myself a little bit more
Hmm.
lately, just because I get an idea and then I want to write it immediately. Um, but sometimes I finish them. Sometimes I bring someone else in on it to help me finish it.
Cool.
I'm not always able to finish it myself, but yeah, I love co-writing,
Is it,
I'd say.
would you say it's like good therapy?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think I
Okay.
like, and that's where I think I start writing by myself more. It's usually at night when I'm trying to go to bed and I get an idea and then I kind of just flow all of it out and write it all down. And it definitely is a form of therapy because I think if you just write something down too and get it out of your head, it's very calming and
Hmm.
soothing.
Did you ever write a song, play it back, and then go, wow, that's a little too honest?
Um, Probably.
And
Yeah.
then release it anyways?
No, I would say with Love You Long, that
Okay.
one's, oh yeah, that is on the album. That one is something that is vulnerable to me, that song, just because it really is honest, and it
Hmm.
does just share my story and my life, like how I am in relationships. And so that was
Sure.
kind of scary to put on, like, out for everyone. But in my head, I was like, well, whatever. They might not know that it's me, like, but then I tell them and I have to say, like, this is this is me, like, this is what it was written on and all this stuff, and then, but I think I used to hate being vulnerable, and I
I
just
get it. Yeah.
didn't like it. And now I've gotten used to it. And I think there's definitely a strength in being able to
Yeah.
share those things, and instead of, being embarrassed by it or whatever. I think it's important so that other people know
Mhm.
that they're not alone in that too. So I've found a beauty in it. I'm definitely still
Awesome.
getting used to being vulnerable, but yeah,
Awesome.
trying to be.
So, I'm all over the place when I do these podcasts, but
That's okay.
early on, you mentioned Orlando. Being from Orlando, are you actually from Orlando or from just outside, or
From Orlando. Yeah, downtown. Like,
did you work Disney?
no, I didn't. I always did want to be a Disney princess, and work
Hmm.
there, but I am too tall, and I also have dimples. So the only princess I could be was Rapunzel, and she's supposed to be like 5 feet tall, and I'm
Well,
5.
that's not going to work then.
It didn't work, so I never got to live out
Now, the
that dream.
dimples is not a bad thing. I
Yeah,
mean, I have
but
dimples too, but
yes, but it limited me
yeah.
to the one princess. But that's okay. Wasn't
Hmm.
meant to be.
Hmm. I get it. So you lived there all your life up until the point that you moved to Nashville.
Yes, till
Yeah.
I was 18.
Yeah, tell me about your family a little bit. You've got you told me a little bit about your brother, and I'm very sorry.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
that's okay. Thank you.
but tell me, are you the only other child, or
No, so I have another older brother,
okay?
Kyle, and he's 12 years older than me. And then I
Oh,
have my parents are divorced,
hmm.
and so I have a stepmom and a stepdad, and then a younger brother who is 12 years younger than me.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've got one 12 years older, one 12 years younger,
Yeah.
named Noah. And yeah, they all still live in Orlando as of now. My dad and stepmom and little brother are moving to North Carolina this
Oh,
summer.
wow.
I'm about to go visit them this weekend, so I'm excited to do that. But yeah, they're all still. At least most of my family is all still in Orlando.
Yeah.
So,
So
but I
you're
was just there
used
last.
to the heat. I get it. I get
Yes,
it.
yes,
Used to it, but not really. Not really.
yeah,
So, what do you do for fun? What do you get out of the house? Do you go for walks, hikes? Do you run? Do you?
yes. So I like walking. I
Okay.
like walking my dog, but she's not here right now. So now I've been walking without my dog, and that's really
Oh.
weird. I left her in Florida last week because I'm gone all next month, and
Hmm.
she loves my mom's pool, like addicted. She's in the pool at 9:30 in the morning until nighttime, all
Oh
day
my
long.
gosh.
She's a Labradoodle, so it's the lab in her.
I love Labradoodles. I've got Labrador retrievers, but
Oh,
still, I
they're
love Labradoodles too.
personality. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's the best. So
Hmm.
anything with Dolly, I love taking her to the park and walking with
Dolly,
her. Yeah, Dolly Parton. Yep,
Dolly Parton.
yep,
Oh my
yeah,
God, I love it.
right.
I love it.
But yeah, anything with her. I really like doing anything. I love watching
Hmm.
reality TV. Um, I love going to the movies, going to the place called Putt Shack here. It's like putt putt golf.
Yeah,
Anything fun to get out of the house. But I
I
do
love it.
think when I'm really busy, like I was gone almost all of April, a lot of May. Once I'm home, then I kind of, for at least a week, if I'm going to be home, I like to be home, and just be at
There's no
home.
place like home.
Yeah, there isn't. And when you're traveling a
Yeah.
lot, it's just
Yeah.
nice to be home and inside and sitting on the couch watching a show or a movie. And yeah,
There's
that's
two
what I,
sides to that, though,
yeah,
right? I mean, it's great to be home and doing all that, but doing also what you love, and that is writing, singing,
yes.
performing. I know you've opened for Lainey and Walker Hayes, maybe Maddie and Tay. You've had that opportunity. Out of those, who gave you the best advice backstage?
Oh, um,
I can picture
well,
Lainey going,
yeah,
"Come here,
I
girl,
actually
let's
was gonna
talk." I
say,
love Lainey.
yes,
I've
I
had
do
those
too.
conversations with her.
Yes, I would say, so actually with Lainey, so I played a festival that she was
Hmm.
playing, and I didn't get to see her at that festival or meet her there, but I met her at the ACMs the next year or so, and we talked and whatever, and I will text her for advice, and she is so fast to respond and be so honest.
Yep.
Just about because I talked to her about just social media and the struggles of just posting and not getting in your head with the numbers and that kind of stuff. And she's like, you cannot worry about that kind of stuff. Like, just
Yeah.
focus on the music, put out the good music. She's like, post 4 or 5 times a day. Like, just keep going and don't pay attention. And like,
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
this is in your heart, like, just keep chasing it.
Love
Um,
it.
and so I really love her for that. Also, just when I met her, she was literally like the kindest person ever. I met her with my old publicist, and she
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
like, uh, I said, you're just an inspiration to me. I love your music. I love your story, whatever. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'd love to talk to you sometime about it. Like, if you ever need anything, just let me know.
She's
And
real.
her being like that is
Yeah.
so amazing. So
It
yeah.
is amazing. And same thing for, doing the radio side of things. And we had that opportunity to hang and talk. She
Yeah,
was the exact same way. I had her on my Skip Happens podcast.
it's so
And
awesome.
I sent her out 4 coffee mugs. And she was playing at the New York State Fair. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was the year before.
Uh-huh.
Went on her tour bus, and my 4 mugs were sitting right there. And I went, and she
Oh,
goes, "That's right. I use those on the bus all the time." I'm
that's
like, "Oh,
so
that is so
awesome.
cool." See,
Yeah.
that's the type of person she is.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
love seeing that there are people like that,
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
industry still, because not everyone is like that. So I really love her for that. And Cody Johnson, who I also,
Love Cody.
me too. I was the first on the lineup at Country Thunder in Florida, and it was so hot outside. It was like 2 p.m. And
Mhm.
he played at like 10 p.m. And so, anyway, we were on stage doing our thing, and my band noticed him and his band watching. I didn't notice, I was in my own
Right,
world
you're in your own world. Yeah.
performing. And so we got off stage, and they were like, Cody Johnson was watching our set, like, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, no way. And later on, we were watching from side stage Parker McCollum play, and
Mhm.
Cody was about to go on, and he came over to us and was like, "You're Charlie, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Y'all were amazing. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Here's some passes to stay on stage while we play." And just like,
Oh
so
my
kind.
God.
Another one like Lainey, just very genuine, down to
Mhm.
earth,
Mhm.
and people who go out of their way to compliment, those of us who are still up and coming, and trying,
Mhm.
because they know how hard it is. So I love that they take time out of their day to just be kind, because that both of those moments have just meant a lot to me, and really keep me motivated when I start getting down, or things start getting hard. So I really appreciate both of them for that.
Now, you've been doing shows with a lot of these great artists, and rightfully so. That's where you need to be.
Thank you.
But if you could collaborate with any of those, who would it be, or anybody, dead or
Oh,
alive?
okay, if it could be anybody, I would say Reba.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Reba is my favorite. I'm literally wearing her merch right
Yeah,
now.
I named one of my dogs after
Yeah.
Reba.
Oh, I
So I'm
love
just
that.
saying, and I
I
love it.
know. I
Yeah.
love that. I was gonna name Dolly Reba, but she is blonde and fluffy, so Dolly made
Uh,
way more sense for
no.
her.
Yep. Yep.
But Reba is one of my favorites. I would absolutely love to have her on a song, or to sing "Does He Love You" or "Back
Oh,
to God" with her. She's incredible. And if there was a guy to collaborate with, it'd be Alan Jackson, probably.
oh,
I
love
love
Alan.
Alan. Yeah,
Gosh, love Alan. And to
incredible.
see him on the award show here not too
Oh,
long ago was
yes.
just, oh my, I had tears.
I did
Seriously,
too.
I had tears.
I was there, and
Oh,
I was like, yeah, I was crying as well. I was just
I
like,
don't
this is
blame you.
so amazing. And maybe the last time that I'm ever going to see this, It's
Exactly right.
incredible.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
was sitting on my couch thinking the exact same thing
Yes.
that,
Yes.
I don't know if I'll see him do this again.
Yeah. And it was
Wow.
amazing.
It was
That's
amazing.
cool.
It was
Yeah. He did
amazing.
not disappoint.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure?
Probably watching my trash reality TV. My Housewives of New York, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Housewives of New York City is my favorite show, and it is what it is. I don't care that people hate on trash TV, but I think I love watching other people's drama since I don't
I know some other women that say the same thing. They love watching that stuff. I don't know why. I don't get it. And
Yes.
now,
Have you ever watched it though?
maybe for about 5 minutes, and they picked up the
Okay.
remote and changed the channel.
Yes. Okay. See, but my dad always said the same thing, and my mom. My mom was like, I
Okay.
don't know why you watch that stuff. And when I had my vocal cord surgery like 2 years ago,
Mhm.
both of them came up, and I couldn't talk, so we could only watch TV. And so I made them watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they got into it. And I was like, see,
Even dad?
yeah, my dad. I mean, not that he went home and started watching it, but
No, but he didn't turn it away
yeah, he
or
was
turn
kind of
away.
interested, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
see, it's not as like stupid as everyone makes it out to be. It's actually kind of good. Now, the Real Housewives of New York, though, are on another level. They are extremely dramatic and insane, but some other ones are
I
not.
don't get it. I'm
I know.
sorry, I don't get it. It must
I
be,
know.
it's got to be a female thing. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't get it.
it
I don't get
definitely
it.
is. That's okay.
Do you have you binged watched any shows like on Netflix or anything like that?
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
not lately. I really haven't been home at all. So when I am
Yeah.
away, I'm watching Housewives on my phone while I'm traveling because I'm trying to finish it. But I do watch, like I've watched Outer Banks and
Yeah, I've watched all that.
yeah,
That was
some
good.
short series too.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
been, what is that one with Kristen Bell? Um, I can't
I
remember what
don't.
it's
You know
called.
what you got to watch? It just started too. Just to give you a heads up, The
Yeah,
Waterfront.
Waterfront. Is that on
Waterfront.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's
Always
really, really good.
show
Really good.
recommendations. So
Yeah.
Waterfront. Okay.
And it takes place a town on the North Carolina shore.
Oh,
And
love
it's
that.
has a lot to do with drug smuggling, but I
Okay.
mean the story behind it, and from what I understand, it's a real story,
Oh, cool.
and it's not. It gets pretty gruesome at times,
Yeah.
but
I
it's one
mean,
of those. It's real life, and
yes, yes. Oh,
yeah,
I'd
it
love to watch
happens.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, good
yeah. I
to
mean,
know.
it just started like 2 weeks ago, so I'm
Yeah.
only into the second episode, but it's got me hooked.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love that. I love any kind of drama, suspense,
yeah,
and comedies too. But yeah, we were recently watching
cool.
what is the Big Little Lies?
Oh yeah, Big Little Lies.
Yeah,
Yep, yep, yep,
great show. Well, I
yep.
know we're really late. I want to say me and my roommate, we're like really
Mhm.
late on that show, watching it, but so good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
There
great
you go.
show.
So tell me, Charlie, tell me about a show. If I was to go to your show, I
Yes.
walk in, I'm sitting right up front. What am I going to see? And what am I going to hear?
Yeah. So, well, first you're going to hear Another Man Will because that's the first song I do at every show.
Okay.
And you're going to hear some fiddle. You're going to hear me singing. You're going to hear my bass player singing, Chandler. Um, and we just have a lot of fun. You're going to hear me asking you guys to sing along, even if you don't know it, and dance and not be afraid to get
God, I
up
love
in the
that.
front, and to have a good time. Because honestly, when I do the best as an artist is when the crowd is having fun because I really depend on their
Hmm.
energy for my energy. So yeah, constantly asking people to dance and have fun and get up and really interact with them and teach part of my song like rodeo. I always teach a little bit of it because it's easy to catch on to. So
Love
you
that.
guys can sing along with me through the song and you're going to hear I Will Survive because that's one of my favorite covers to play. It's on the album as well. So we always do that song, which gets everyone really
I
excited.
was petrified.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The song you
Everyone will
shouldn't play at a wedding, but everybody plays at a wedding.
yeah,
So
100%. It's so much fun though, and everyone
it
loves
is.
it. And so yeah, whenever a crowd is like a little nervous or like shy, that song immediately wakes everyone up. So, but yeah, we love. That's my favorite part about being an artist. Honestly, is performing. I love being on stage and singing my songs and singing cover songs, whatever it is. I just love performing. So yeah, we try to make the best show that we can.
That's cool. That
Yeah,
is really cool.
thank you.
Really cool.
Thanks. It's
Gosh,
fun.
I'm just thinking about everything you just told me and going to that show, and I can only picture myself there. I don't know if I would get up and dance.
That's
I
okay.
mean, my wife says, and she goes, "You never dance. You just sit there and you just." But
Yep.
I'm taking it all in, and I think you as an artist, if you give that energy, you'll get it back.
Totally.
If you
I
get the
really
crowd
try.
into it.
Yeah, I really try, and sometimes they're harder than others, like, sometimes it's just not the vibe, the crowd doesn't really want that, and that's okay, and then I just, do
Well, they
what
can
they
go
want.
home. No, I'm just
Exactly,
kidding.
I'm like, "Can't we get just one person out here? Come on."
I'd be
But
like,
that's
get
okay.
off your ass and move. That's all there
Yes,
is to it.
yes.
I know.
I
I
really
know.
do mess with them sometimes, but I think they like that, and it's kind of funny, but yeah, I love it, it's fun.
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. What do you
Yeah,
drive?
a Kia. A Kia
Oh,
Sportage,
I
but
had a yeah. I just got rid of my Sportage.
no
I
way.
yeah. I had a Kia Sportage. I was always a
Nice.
truck guy, and
Yeah.
I had the Dodge Ram, I had the Silverado, I had the Ford F-150, I had all that.
Yeah.
And I says, you know what? Why do I have a truck? I never use it. In the way
Yeah.
that most people would use a truck? I loved
Yeah.
it. Don't get me wrong, but why the big payment and blah blah blah, so on and so
Yep.
forth. So I said, all right, I'll get a Ford Explorer. So I went to the Ford Explorer. All right. So I went from that to a Kia Telluride.
Oh, those are so
Then
nice. I love those.
it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. So then I went from Telluride to a Sportage. I said, you know what? I still need to downsize. I just need something to get me to the radio station and back and,
Yes.
just to do my
Sportage is
little
nice
things.
too.
It was
I
nice.
love the car, yeah.
Yeah. But then I started missing the truck. I'm going,
Yep. Had to get back
I'm
to
see.
the
Yeah. So I went and, those that know me know I did this, but maybe you don't. I know you don't. I went out and got a Chevy Colorado. So it's not a full size
nice.
truck, but it's a smaller truck, but yet it's got all the features. So it's cool.
Yes,
So I'm happy.
that's
I'm happy
nice.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
But so
I
the Kia was a
have
good car.
it is a good car. I really like it, and the gas is really cheap, compared to my Jeep Grand Cherokee. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee,
There you
before.
go.
That was
Yep.
my first car, so I had that one for a while, and then it was time for a new car and tried. But the Jeeps were so expensive. I was like, I can't do another Jeep.
It's
Plus,
crazy.
with the gas was as much as my band van, which is a Suburban. So I have that as well. I kind of try to drive
Oh, I
that
get
as
it. Yeah.
much as I can
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
yeah, so compared to my $30 fill up, my Suburban and my Jeep were both like 80 something. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'll take the Kia
Yeah.
every
I don't
day.
blame you. I totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
I know that there was like one before I was probably 10 years old, but I don't remember. But I do remember the first song I ever released, because I was like 15. It's called Underneath the Stars, and
Okay.
it is, yeah, it was something. It was about a New Year's Eve party that I had in high school or freshman year or something, or
Hmm.
eighth grade, maybe even. Um, and yeah, it was just called Underneath the Stars. It wasn't terrible. It just, it was my first release ever. So now we've come a long way, I will say, than that one. But that's since been
Yeah, I'm
taken down.
sure. Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah.
do you ever listen to it just for the heck of it? Do you just go, oh my God,
Yeah.
do you still have it? Oh, you do?
I do
Okay.
still have it.
Okay.
And whoever
That's cool.
downloaded it does have it when it came out. So it is still out there in some capacity, I will say.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but it's not like you can't really find it on the internet. But I do listen to it sometimes. I just did the songwriters workshop the other day,
Hmm.
that I hosted and showed them that song and the music video just to kind of give a little bit of a showing progression kind of thing. And so, yeah, I look back on that stuff sometimes too, just to remember where I started, I guess.
You know what I really love about artists like you, independent artists, even the others too, just country in general, is that you're real. Yeah, you're just,
Yeah.
you're working. I hate to put it this way, it's like a job, but yet
Yeah.
it's a job that you have a lot of passion and a lot of dedication for. And,
Yes.
this has probably been your dream since you were a little girl. This is what
Yeah.
you wanted to do. And look, you're
Yeah.
doing it. You're doing it.
Yes.
And
Thank
it's
you.
not
Yeah.
easy.
It
So,
is not easy. It is um, crazy. I have a love-hate relationship with it for sure. Um, just with the business side is the hate, that part of it really is frustrating. In just the politics of the music industry is very
Hmm.
frustrating, but it's part of it. So,
Hmm.
learning every day and moving every day. And I really do, this is all I want to do. And I, wouldn't be putting myself through all of that hard stuff if I really didn't want it. So,
Right, right.
so yeah, the
So,
goal is always playing more shows and
yeah.
just really
So,
hitting people with my music.
who books the shows? Do you do it? Do you do it all, or do you have a team?
I have a booking team.
Okay.
They do some of it, I do some of it. So I'd say it's probably
Hmm.
50-50.
Gotcha.
I also do you know Bells? She's an artist as well. Um,
Sounds
she,
familiar. I can't.
yeah,
Bells? Hmm.
Bells. Hmm.
I-
She is an artist as well in Nashville, and we back in the spring did a behind the guitar tour, an acoustic tour where we just like me and
that's
her
cool.
went, and we kind of like double headline. But one of us will go first, and then the next one of us, and then we'll swap. But anyway, so we're doing that again in the fall,
Love
and
that idea.
yeah, so we've booked, I think, 15 shows from like September to November. We're so excited to go do all of that. So, yeah, just kind of booking as much as I can
Mhm.
everywhere, whether it's me, her, or my booking agents or her booking agents. Just kind of really the goal is just
That's
to be out
cool.
playing. Yeah.
That's cool. Are
Yeah.
you happy doing it at this level?
Yes, I am. I would like there
Okay.
to be some more money.
Well, yeah, and I
That
don't
would be
blame you.
that would be nice. But it really, I love it. If this is me for the rest of my life, then that's fine. I just want to be able to do music. And at the end of the day, I would love to be doing like big tours and stadiums
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
all of those things is the real goal. But, if I just get to sing and release music and play songs and connect with people for the rest of my life, then that's great too.
You're in the right spot and you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
It may only take a little bit of time. I
Yeah,
mean, we all joke about it, and I said it in the beginning that Nashville's a 10-year town,
it
but
is.
it's so true. It's
Yeah,
so true. Everybody I've talked to, it actually took McGraw like 13 years.
yeah,
So, you
yeah.
know,
And I feel like too is, those first 4 years, you're really kind of figuring out who you are.
yeah,
Also, I was 18 years old, so it's kind of like you're figuring out what you're even doing here, not really, and how to get your music career going, but you don't know exactly how. You might not have those connections yet.
right.
I mean, I worked at Chick-fil-A the first year I lived here
I
and
was
did
going to ask what your
hardly
first
do
job
anything
was there.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything else, so it was kind of like
Well, you had Sundays off.
I did have Sundays off, which was nice. I worked Monday through Friday full time at Chick-fil-A for quite some time,
You
and
had to do it.
I loved it. It
Yeah.
was great. I actually think that was an amazing job. But those first couple years are for building. So yeah, it's gonna take 10 years because you're not like the artist that you want to be yet, and the
Right,
artist that
right,
you're gonna be yet. So it
right,
takes some time.
right. What
Yeah.
was you're talking about jobs? What was the worst job you ever had?
Oh, I've never really had a bad job. Um,
That's good.
I've honestly loved all the jobs that I've done.
What was the funnest? Let me ask you that.
Probably being a hostess at a golf club. I had
Okay.
a lot of fun there. I worked at the West Haven Golf Club in Franklin, Tennessee during
Hmm.
COVID because all the shows stopped.
Right.
And so I started working there and became friends with everybody, and it was just really fun. We had a good time. I looked forward to going to work every day. Chick-fil-A was really fun though too. I enjoyed that a lot. It was because it was fast paced and it went by really fast because everybody, Chick-fil-A's packed like 24/7 a day.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was always very fast, and I didn't really like when I got the 5 a.m. shift to 4 p.m., but that's okay.
That's a
But
long day.
it
Holy cow.
was a
They
long
have a
day.
5 a.m. to 4 p.m. shift. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So that means
But you
you're
get
up
a
at what,
break.
3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to,
Oh, I would
and
roll out of bed. I I would get up at like 4:45 and then
throw
hurry
the
up, get
hoodie on and out the door.
no. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But you get a break during the day, like pretty good break.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so I was working there and it was fun. I really liked both of those jobs, but West Haven was probably my
Good.
favorite because I had a group of friends there that I really loved hanging out with on the job. So it was fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
How would you say you handle criticism? Because being in Nashville, you get a lot of negative, you get a
definitely.
lot of positive, and some people can be pretty mean. How do you handle the negative?
So I well, criticism, I would say, if it's constructive criticism, I take it
Mm,
good. Um, because I feel like I know when it's good and good criticism and when it's not. So I kind of feel like I can take that as I need it.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but also just people on the internet, like I don't even care. Like people that
Uh,
say stuff, I've had bad comments, just like that the song sucks or to lose weight, things like that. And I just
oh
don't
my
care
God.
anymore.
No,
Which kind of goes into the
it's
people
terrible.
think that song and why I wrote it was because I was so tired of people making assumptions of me when they don't even know me,
Mhm,
like from the internet.
mhm.
And people thinking that I'm rich, but really I just have fake purses. I don't have all these Gucci bags and Louis bags. They're fake. And so
My
I
wife's the same way. So,
yeah, I love fake bags. I think why would you buy a real one if you
eh,
can just buy a
eh,
fake one? Um,
nobody's
and
gonna
so
know. I wouldn't know the difference. So, but anyways,
no, half the
I'm
time
a
you
guy.
can't. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I just really got so sick of people commenting stuff, and that's where people think came from. And I do care what people think. It's not as like I try to be more and more like that song all the time, but I definitely do care a little bit. But I really don't let the trolls
Yeah,
and
don't let it get
people
to
get
you. I
to me.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy for me to say, but people are
Yep.
people, and everybody's going to have an opinion, good, bad, indifferent. And
Exactly.
you know what? Just if it's constructive or they say something, you may think about it a little bit and say, yeah, maybe I could do,
Yeah,
whatever a little bit better. But you know what?
totally.
There's people out there just looking to piss you off.
Totally. And that's
I'm
why
just,
and it
you
took
know,
me a few years to learn that, as social media got
right,
bigger and bigger
right.
and kind of just seeing that and getting used to that because social media wasn't always around. Having like those outside opinions come in from nowhere was something to get used to. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, but I really don't care anymore.
Don't.
How I look at it now is that they're just boosting my engagement every time
Hey,
they.
you made it on Skip Happens.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I don't even know, but
Yes.
it is what it is. I just
Yeah,
kidding. Skip happens because it does happen. We all
it
know that.
does.
So
Yep, it's true.
it's what it's about. It's what it's
Yes.
about. If somebody wanted to jump on and find out more about you, the website or just
Yeah.
Google your name, what can we do?
Yes. So you can go to my website, charliereynolds.com. There's no E in there, just LY. And my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the things are Charlie
All the
Reynolds Music.
things.
So,
Yeah,
and I'm always posting on TikTok and Instagram
I love
and
it.
Facebook a lot every day. So, yeah,
How
come
important, Charlie? How important is it to be involved in social media for
it
you
is
as an artist?
crucial. I
Yeah.
think it is probably the biggest part now of being the artist, which I hate to say. Um, I think a lot of us really wish that it was more focused on the creativity process and the songwriting and the songs and the performances more than social media. But now social media is the biggest aspect of it.
Hmm.
Having a great song is too, but really, you never know what's going to take off on TikTok. And sometimes it is not the great song, it just, you never know. So,
Right.
I do wish that wasn't the biggest part of being an artist now. And I enjoy doing it, but I wish that I could have a little bit more focus on the art of it.
No, exactly. Exactly. Take a look at the chart, though. And I see it every day in radio that a lot of these people, if it wasn't for social media, would not be on that chart.
Yes,
It's
it's
like,
so true.
wow,
And I mean, even for me, I wouldn't have the audience that I have,
sure.
the
Yeah.
listeners. So I am very grateful for it.
Hmm.
But I know there is a part, and I do love doing it. I make like 4 videos a day on TikTok. So I obviously have to love it. And I do. I just think sometimes it can cause a lot of like burnout in a way.
Yeah. It's a
Just,
lot of work. I
and
mean,
it is a lot of work. That is a big part of
yeah,
my job, and being glued to your phone because you're having to post and edit and do all these things. But
exactly.
there's just
Exactly.
ups and downs, pros and cons to everything
Mhm.
and to that. But I am very grateful for it, just for expanding my music to new audiences that like I would have
Exactly.
never gotten it to. So yeah, but I'm always on there, and I try to really make it like a community on there, rather than just posting like my songs. But I try to at least share some personality and respond to the comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because these are people, we always have to remember like that the numbers are people, the views are people, the
It's true.
comments are people, not just numbers.
Absolutely.
So
Big time.
yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Wow. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely means a lot. You're wonderful. I know we've never
thank
met
you.
before. And I told you, I said, by the time we get done with this podcast, we're going to be like best friends.
Yes,
And I feel
I
like
love
that
it.
happened.
I think so too.
I love doing this, and I love talking to people like yourself. I've been doing this a long time, and I love the young, the energy, the passion, the dedication. I have a firm belief in independent artists that need to be seen. They need to be heard.
Thank you.
Just getting you out there. And I would love, man, I'll just have to, I go to Nashville every so often, and
Yeah.
I'll have to let you know when I come out, or I'd
Please
love to see a
do.
show.
Yes, please do. That would
I'll
be
take you
so
to lunch. We'll
awesome.
have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we'll talk about business. So
Totally. That
it's
would be
cool.
so fun. I would
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You're
Well, I
so sweet.
appreciate you having me, really, and I'm so
Absolutely.
glad that we got to do this finally.
Yes, finally.
Hopefully, we'll do it again soon. And
With Skip Happens, and it's my thing. My door is always open. Just an
Yes.
email away, phone call away.
Thank you.
And anybody that's watching this, if you've got something you'd like to bring out, I mean, another artist, that's what I do.
yeah,
I do
So
the radio
awesome.
thing, but still, this is what I do. I believe.
Yes.
I
I
believe.
love that. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for your belief in an independent artist. As well.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
is so special and sometimes hard to find. So we appreciate people
Well,
like you who
I
really
appreciate that.
believe in us.
I do 100%.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Charlie, I almost said Charlie for the first time
Okay.
today. I don't know. Do people do that? They say Charlie, or
Yes.
because they're not
Yes.
used to calling a woman Charlie?
Yes, and
So-
I also get Carly, and I'm like,
How do you
There's
get
an
Carly? There's an
I
H
get it
there.
all the time. I know. I
My
don't
daughter is Carly.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have an H in her name.
NH. I know. I don't understand it either. I get it.
Hey,
all the
Carly,
time.
how's it going? No,
Yeah,
it's
hey.
Charlie.
Yeah, I just say good. Whatever.
That's it. I love it.
Yeah.
Charlie Reynolds, Nashville independent artist. Got the new album out, Off the Record. This is pretty cool. It is very, very cool. Well, now we put that one out in 24, you said, and now it's the live.
The live acoustic version.
God, that's got to be so good. And we can buy that offline, right?
Yes. Yep. You
Yes.
can. And there's live videos to all of them.
God, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Thank you.
Charlie Reynolds, thank you for being a part of Skip Happens tonight. Like I said, it's always a pleasure to talk to people like you. You're beautiful. I love what you're doing. Just keep doing it. And thank you so much for being a part of Skip Happens. We're going to sign off, but I want you to stay right there.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody. And thank you. Uh-oh, I can't find the button.
That's okay.
There it is. Right there. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.